but it's gonna be all good. All right,
That
so we are live right now. We are on the Mama Bear podcast, and we got some amazing ladies, some NFL moms on the line with us. What's up, ladies?
hey, how you doing?
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
Good, doing good. So we got one of our NFL moms. She is in the airport, headed to the draft right now, headed to Detroit. Miss Angela Pride, Mrs. Angela Pride.
That's it.
Thank
That's it. My husband will be happy you said it like that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And then we have Miss Kisha Johnson. She is a Chiefs mom, a Kansas City champion Chiefs mom right now, and
Hmm.
Yeah,
just
true
getting home
that.
from work and joining us. Absolutely. So I just wanted to come on and talk about the excitement of what's going on right now with the draft coming, and
Yeah.
just with everything that's happening right now. So excited for these young guys that are coming in, and wanted to talk to you ladies who are experienced moms, who know what this process has been like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm excited to be on here with you, Nina, to talk about it. And I'm super. This is my third year going to the draft, and so I don't know. I'm kind of just like a junkie for being in that environment and trying to cheer those moms on, trying to meet those moms and encourage them. And so it's an awesome time.
It really is. And so, Keisha, you've been there, so, this is well, you haven't been to the draft after your son was
Right.
drafted, but I know you
Yeah.
know a lot of moms who, this is their first time experience. And so, how are
Right.
you feeling? And, what kind of conversations have you had with some of our moms?
It's exciting. There's two guys that live in Winchester that are looking to be drafted. They're working out in our area. So speaking with their moms, just giving them advice on, a lot of people don't realize you should train. If you're once you finish with college, go ahead and train before you go into your pro day or
Hmm.
whatever, or your combine. So that way you're ready and prepared. Because I know some families didn't, and unfortunately their pro days didn't go as well as they expected.
Hmm.
So the biggest thing is get ready, get your mindset ready, and make sure you don't do anything crazy before you get ready to get drafted, because that can really, really cause you issues,
Right.
chance wise. I've seen that
Absolutely.
happen too.
So, I've sat back a number of years and just watched. This is a crazy time because you have, people that are going to have their dreams fulfilled, or that one thing that they've been hoping and dreaming for, the players and the parents. And then, there will be others who, it may not go the way that they're hoping or expecting it to go. Angela, what do you have to offer on that
The
aspect?
funny thing is I talked to a mom today, one of my last babies coming out of Notre Dame. He actually transferred to Tulane. Um, okay, y'all, I apologize for
It's
there's some
okay.
things going on here in the
You're
airport
fine.
as I stated. But anyway, so I talked to that mom today in particular because they don't know. I think she said one of the grades that her son had gotten was a sixth round grade. But you just don't know. I talked to a mom, I mentor a mom in FIFMA, the organization that I'm representing at the draft here. FIFMA is the Professional Football Players Mothers Association. And I'm mentoring a mom, and she said that, she was told that her son was going to go first or second round, and he went undrafted. And so,
Mm,
it's just a lot of emotions. It's a lot of things happening. But what I try to do with moms is just keep them there. They're there to encourage their son. They're there to be there for their son, just like when they were playing football, just like when they're on the field. We
right.
go to the games whether our son is in the game or not. We're there just to support our babies. We're there because we're mama bears, and we're
Mm,
there to, for them. And so it's no different in the draft. And like you said, Nina, some kids are going to, get their dreams fulfilled. Some kids are going to be disappointed, but it's not over. There's a
that
lot of opportunities out here now, and there's other options out here now. And so these guys are blessed to just even be in the number.
that's the truth. And Keisha, you were going to say something about that?
Just the fact that this is a one in a lifetime, a lifetime chance. So you make it the best of what it can be. And you're right about, as far as I know, some people that didn't make it. And my son was 259, and people were looking at him like, why didn't he go earlier? They don't realize no matter when you go, you're in the league, whether it's 259, 63, or whether you go undrafted, you're in the league. That's the part that everybody's just trying to get their, their niche or their foot on. It's just to get there.
Absolutely. So, I know this is such a different time for these young men, and when you think about like what you both said, to get your foot in the door is amazing, and then you have guys that are experiencing this on a whole nother level because some of them are already businessmen. So maybe they're not in the NFL, but they're already making lots of money, and they have heavy stakes, in front of them, even if they're not on a team, when they wake up Monday morning. But it's just amazing to see the difference in what the time is like from like when our sons were in college playing and what it is like now. What are some of the things that, let's say, Angela, I know you have an organization like a moms group, NFL moms. Tell us about that, because I want to get to how we are able, like moms like you and Kisha, are able to pull back, and help some other moms along. What's the
Absolutely.
name of your organization, of your NFL moms?
So the it's PIFMA, PFPMA,
Uh,
Professional Football Players Mothers Association. And basically PIFMA it's a nonprofit organization. So we're about service, support, and success. And so we basically are here for our sons. We're here to teach the moms the business of the NFL because it's a business. So many people get caught up in the emotional aspect of it, but it's a business. This is your son's job. So we have a
yeah.
brochure that says, congratulations on your son's new job, because it is a job. And so many people come from the fan aspect of, yay, we're in the stands and yay, we can get tickets. And they feel like they know our babies, but this
Mm,
is their job. They
mm,
get to be critiqued. And you're right, Nina. My son, there was no NIL when my son was in college, right? And so now you got NIL. And like you said, these guys are businessmen going into the NFL, but we do need to understand from a parental standpoint, the tickets aren't free. It's not like it was in college where you could, borrow some tickets from your homeboy for this game and then
Mhm.
you give him those tickets back at the next game.
Right.
No, the NFL charges you for every single thing. And so
yeah.
when your friends are calling you up saying, hey, can I get to the game? Or, I want to make it to this game, you have to
Mm,
tell them that money comes out of my son's check, regardless of whether you come or not. So,
mm,
you either want to, collect that money up front or,
right.
and in some instances, but it's a thin line with that, because again, this is his job. This money comes out of his paycheck. And so as mama bears, a lot of times, we're the gatekeepers because people are
Mm,
going to come to me before they're able to get to my son. But
Right.
PIFMA, we want to educate moms. We want to
right.
build moms up. We want to give them a support system. We want to mentor them. We want to talk to them about do's and don'ts. Because again, if I'm working at McDonald's, my mom's not just going to come to my job and do what she wants to do at McDonald's, right? Or in the
Mhm,
corporate realm, so it's the same thing with football. Each of these teams are like separate entities. They're like businesses. When my son was drafted to the Carolina Panthers, we were in a COVID year. I didn't see
mhm,
the Carolina Panthers stadium like behind the scenes until going into his third year, because
really.
again, it was a different time. But then you had organizations that were doing mix and mingles for the parents, that were really engaged with the parents. And so, but they're like different businesses. It's separate. There's no
Mm,
one size fits all. So my son right now is with the Houston Texans. That's obviously a young coaching staff. They're doing some great new things and this, that, and the other, but they're night and day from the Panthers. So,
mhm,
you have to, when your son is moving, you have to be able to adjust. You have to be able to be there to support him. And like I said, PIFMA stands for success, service, and support. And so we want to support our sons, but we also want to come together as women, as moms, and support one another. And just like Keisha said, whether your son was first to be coming off that board or whether he was an undrafted free agent, we're all NFL moms and we receive each other that way.
Correct.
amen. I love it. I love it.
Correct.
So, this is just a great time also the points that you made are just so necessary for moms to hear and for these young men to hear, that this is a whole nother level of business, and everybody needs to be on their P's and Q's so that they don't find themselves lost and just kind of missing opportunities, because this is such a great opportunity. I didn't think about that part of it. Like, you're coming in, and it's all just like the excitement of having your name called, and now you're going to have this big contract, and you're going to be able to buy yourself a car, and get your mama that house and all of that. But all those things don't happen right away,
Right.
you know and so there is that business aspect, and that's one of the things that I love about what you have always done, Angela, is with your Pride Family Enterprise, I call it, because you're doing so many things with your son and your husband and all of your family. You really do
Thank you,
try.
sis.
Absolutely. You really do like teach others, how this process goes, how to maximize the opportunities, in terms of business and just outreach in the community. And that says so much. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on
Oh,
here
well,
today.
thank you. I mean, and just like with, how I met you with college football moms, I am always looking for my tribe. Like, I'm a coach by nature. You'll see my shirt says Coach with Pride. That's my business. I do leadership training and development, but I'm a coach by nature. So I believe it takes a village. I believe we're better together. So when I found the college football moms, I was like, this is it. I mean, these ladies, I mean, we were on fire on those Saturdays. I mean, we were going live. We were just excited all the time. Now, mind you, the NFL is totally different from college. In college, your sons, in 9 times out of 10, are at least together for 3 years, right? But in the NFL, my son was with the Panthers for 2 years. He did camp last year with the Saints, ended up with the Raiders majority of the year, and signed with the Texans at the end of the year, or at like around playoff time. So it's not the same. You don't get to be that close as we were as college football moms. But me and my husband we were already doing this in our area. We were coaching parents from our area, from high schools, teaching
Mm,
them, your son's got to have good grades. Your son's not going to be able to get into college if he can't make the grade. It's not just what he does on the field, it's what he does in the classroom. And so we formulated a business based on that. That's an arm of Coach with Pride. And so I
mm,
just believe in that village concept. I believe that, iron sharpens iron. I believe that I don't know everything. I can always learn something from my fellow mom. I can always teach somebody else something that they didn't know, so they don't have to go through the same things that I went through. And that's just really my mindset, Nina. So I love what you're doing. I love what you've done. I love
mm,
how
mm.
you're also in the community. But I think that's just our makeup. I mean, I just think we're go-getters, and that's why we have winning sons,
That's true.
or
And
kids, I should say.
it's true, but as mothers, like you said, that's just what we do, and we started this process with them, just helping them get to where they are. And sometimes people don't, they kind of forget that. And like you said, that fan aspect, people are looking at them and they think they know them, and sometimes they just don't even care. They just have their own thoughts and opinions, and they don't realize that this has been a process of getting these kids from being babies, toddlers, to being the grown men that they are, that are in the NFL right now. You know, it's such a process. Keisha, you I know, coming into the second year of, having your son, being a rookie and then going into the Super Bowl.
Right.
I know this has opened up your eyes in so many ways and open up doors that, you probably knew were possible, but didn't know exactly how that was going to be. What is this time like for you?
Now it's definitely different than it was, because he's been in the league now 3 years. This will be his third year. Just meeting new people, making, you meeting Nina, Miss Pride, being able to, meet her, being able to meet Mrs. Cameron, just the
Yeah.
interaction with different moms that are just like me, and we're just normal people. And that's what I try to tell people. They're always like, you still go to work every day? You still do this every day? Yeah, I'm still a normal person. Don't nothing change. My kids are kids. Like, I still have to work. I still got a younger kid I got to take care of. Like, it
Right.
doesn't stop because
Right.
It's the NFL. So, nothing really changes for me. Like, I'm still working my 9 to 5. My son, he's starting his foundation called 13's Promise, which
Mhm.
is dealing with mass incarceration, dealing with kids and parents, trying to help them, the less unfortunate, whether it's sports, whether it's schooling, whether it's music, to get them active in something else, to keep them
Mhm.
out of what their parents may have went through, to give them something else to look forward to, in that type of nature. That's what our foundation is going to be based off of.
Absolutely. And you're in the Baltimore, the Virginia area.
I'm in
Where
the
are you?
Virginia area. I'm in Winchester, Virginia, actually. I'm
Uh-huh.
in the DMV area. I'm in Shandor County, I would say, Shandor County area.
Okay. And Angela, are you in North Carolina?
South Carolina, but it's the
South
Carolinas, right? So
Carolina.
we're right there. I mean, when my son was drafted to the Panthers after going to Notre Dame 10 hours away, I was so happy. I mean, I said, God knows my heart. He knows that I needed that. And so then my son started saying, Mama, you do not have to come up here every weekend. But it is what it is. I mean, we're going to be mamas and we're going to support. I mean, I
Yes.
respect my son and the things that he wants, because he's definitely a leader, and he's a man, and so he wants to thrive in that. But at the same time, I'm a mama, so I want to obviously protect, and I want to make sure that he's safe and that he's covered, right? And so I just think that we have to kind of work together, and that's more so what all of this is about, us kind of talking to each other, us kind of getting things out there, because it's not different. I mean, we're all moms first. And people ask me that too, Keisha. Why you still work, or why you still this? I'm like, my son don't pay my bills. And it's the same thing with PIFMA. When we go, PIFMA is a nonprofit, right? So we give out, majority of the money that we bring in to other organizations. We have partnerships with the Cancer Society and things like that. But people look at us like, why are y'all asking for money? Y'all sons are millionaires. Well, our sons, are doing their own thing. They have their own
Right.
foundations. They have, and so, but that is so difficult sometimes for people to grasp that, oh,
Right.
well, your son's a millionaire. Well, but that doesn't mean that I'm a millionaire. He fills
That
out his
part.
taxes and
Yeah.
I fill out
Fill
my
out
taxes.
mine. Yes. That part.
And
That
then
part.
you want him to stay a millionaire, right? Because if he has to take care of you and the friends and the cousins and everybody else, then
He can't
there
be.
will be no money.
Right.
Absolutely. Then
Right.
the other thing that people don't think about too is the longevity, having a
Right.
Mhm.
career in the
Right.
NFL. Some people are blessed to have long-term careers, but we know playing in the NFL, you just, sometimes one game away from, from that changing,
Right.
drastically. So I
Correct.
I do understand that. And forgive me because I'm a beginning podcaster. So, there are so many steps to this that I want to make sure that we cover. And when you speak of it's PIFMA, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I really do have so much respect for you moms because I see the work that you're doing in the community. You are constantly coordinating drives, providing shoes, backpacks, school materials, food, and doing so much in the community as a group of moms. You're not just sitting back and just, enjoying, like you said, the fact that your son is out there in the limelight. You are doing so much work in the community and then, giving back, in every way that you can, even to, like I said, bringing up new moms that are coming
Right.
into this
Right.
elite um just sorority. I always call it a sorority because you're in it and now you're in it for life and your sisters,
Absolutely. And the
So
good thing about PIFMA, Nina, is that it is comprised of moms that are retired as well
yeah,
as active moms. And so, like I said, we're better together. So the retired moms, it's a different NFL now than it was even when their sons were in. But that still doesn't mean that those moms can't impart the wisdom.
yes.
Things change, but there's a lot of things that are the same as far as, young men getting in trouble, how to handle those sorts of situations, young
Mhm.
men in the media, because, the media always wants to depict our sons. And I always say this, even when I'm talking to young high school or middle school kids,
Mhm.
I can remember myself at 19, 20, and 21 and 22. I wasn't making the
Mhm.
best decisions. But because
Mhm.
our sons have a magnifying glass on them, the media tends to focus on the negativity, not the great things that our sons are doing in the community, but the negativity. And so that's where PIFMA comes in, where we can help other moms. If your son gets in trouble, nobody's perfect. You know, and like I
Yeah,
said, I always challenge these fans, what were you doing at 21 and 22?
Right.
I know that's
I mean,
right.
Right.
because most people just don't know your story. You just, the media, as soon as my son does something, you're right there with the camera. And
Mm-hmm.
so,
Right.
but I believe in personal space. I believe, but I also believe that as moms, we can help other moms help their sons be a little bit more responsible as well. And so that's the good
Mhm.
thing about the makeup of this organization. It's not just all new moms. Now we
Mm,
we have a mentoring program. We've always had it, but we just brought it back. And so now
mm,
so I'm a mentor. I mean, my son, this will be his 5th year, but I'm mentoring. I'm talking to moms about what I went through. So hopefully they don't have to go through the same thing.
mhm. I love
So
it, and that's part of why you're there in on your way to the draft right now. Am I correct? You're gonna be
absolutely.
new moms and just kind of starting relationships, from the get-go, just to say, okay, we're here for you.
And I don't know about you, Keisha, but if you think about it, right, this is our thought process always. We're trying to recruit moms because you remember all those agents that called you. You remember all the financial advisors that were trying to get.
Mm-hmm.
All of those people see your sons as a commodity. But
Yeah.
Right.
we're the mamas. You know what I'm saying? We're
Right.
the day
Right.
ones. I don't care.
Right.
There's a wives organization. Much respect to them, but we're gonna
Uh,
always be the mom.
Right.
Okay. And
Right.
so how could we not have our son's best interests at heart? Right. And
mm,
so if you're getting contacted by financial advisors, why shouldn't you be getting contacted by PIFMA? Because we're in this thing together.
Right.
that's
So
true.
that's how we look at it. That's why we're at the draft.
Okay.
Absolutely. I love it. And I feel that that is such a great way to welcome moms in, because the whole thing is going to be overwhelming. And then I know, I've seen moms that, they're there. And for the young men who may have thought that they were going in the first round, or they may have thought that they were going in the first 2 days, it
Mhm.
all of a sudden, it changes, and you need somebody that has that compassion, that person that can understand, and that isn't looking at you and your son as, oh, basically we said that he was going in this and he's not going in that. So
Mhm.
now we're moving on. You need somebody that really looks at you as a human, and looks at you as a mother, and your son as a young man,
Right.
who deserves that respect. Keisha, I think, it's interesting, how those bonds are there. Remember, we talked about a couple of times, I was asking you, I said, Keisha, so, who are some of the moms? And I know you said, I don't always get a chance to, mix and be involved because you're working as a nurse,
Right.
other kids at home.
Right. Right. Right.
So it's great to see that there is that network within the professional moms, that's looking out for each other.
It is. It's and Nina, you're the college moms, because I made sure I stayed in, because look, I've already pulled it up. I've already pulled up the website, Miss Angela. I've already pulled it up. So I'm gonna link up. Yeah, because I'm gonna learn from you, because you can definitely
Absolutely.
teach me. You definitely can teach me, and I'm here to learn. Because like I said, this is my 3rd year, and his going into his 2nd year, he ended up getting hurt. He ended up tearing his ACL. He ended up staying with the team, which was good, on IR. And now he just signed his next contract, which is his 3rd year. And he's getting ready to be back on the field. So definitely can learn a lot from you, Miss Pride, for sure.
Yeah, oh,
Mhm.
absolutely. And you know what? But my son got hurt too in his 2nd year. And it was a blessing
Really?
because I had just watched teams when guys had gotten injured, they could release you or they could keep you. Now, so a lot of
Right.
times when they would release you, they would sign you back. But the
Right.
Panthers kept my son on, right? And that was a blessing. I'll always be indebted, not indebted, but you know what I'm saying? I feel some sort of loyalty to them
Right.
first
Because
because they called
right,
his name. And
right.
second, because they could have gotten rid of him because when
Right.
guys get injured, they are expendable to these teams
That
because
part.
again, it's a business,
That
Yeah.
right? And so I
yes.
definitely I would love to talk to you more about that because again, it's and nothing still is promised. The NFL is the only league where you can sign a contract and that contract really don't mean anything.
No.
Mm,
Hello,
By,
somebody.
by next
Okay.
week, you be something doing something totally different.
mm. And to
So I mean,
me, it's one of the most demanding. I was going to say dangerous, but it certainly, it certainly is, in a sense of every day you're out there on that field putting your life on the line. And like you said, you have a contract that really means much of nothing. That
Mm.
that's not a good feeling.
Mhm.
Somebody was like, but he has a contract, right? But he signed a contract because we have online now, right? Everybody can Google everything.
Right,
They don't
right.
understand that's not how it works, sugar. That's not no. He and you what you really have to look at is guaranteed money, because if you got guaranteed money, that means you're gonna get it. But if it
Right.
doesn't say guaranteed money, baby,
Guaranteed. Not
you hear about
promise.
renegotiating contracts, you hear about, listen, it's a business, and we
Yeah.
have to prepare our sons, we have to be prepared. But the other thing about PIFMA is that we understand, we love our family members, but they don't really know and they can't know. A lot of times they're looking from the fan aspect as well. Oh, my
Yeah.
nephew just got drafted. Oh my, but it's not about that. So we have to be those gatekeepers. We have to stand in and step in and say, no, no,
Mhm.
this is not what we're doing, because this is
Mhm.
not how this works. And you don't have to explain everything to everybody. It's not everybody's business, because again, this is your son and it's your job to protect him. And so that's what I love about having other moms that know what I'm going through to talk to,
Yes.
outside of just people that really don't know and don't care.
Right. Yes.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Absolutely. And I have to, reiterate what you said, Angela and Keisha. We all started, we learned or met each other. We learned about each other through College Football Moms, which
Mhm.
our sister Stacy McCall Harris started, because you do need to be able to talk to, people that are of like minds, who've been where you've been. It's funny how sometimes you talk to people, like, in my case, my son, he got injured twice back to back in the senior year of his college career, and things changed a bit for him. But just knowing that there were mothers that were there that had been through exactly what I had been going through with trying to get
Mhm.
him medical care, with being frustrated sometimes that, this wasn't being paid attention to, or just trying to keep him grounded and keep him lifted. And then other mothers who can relate, they've had sons who played, and they've had these magical careers and not one bump and bruise. I mean,
Right.
we
Right.
have all kinds of situations, and there's somebody that can relate to everybody and be able to be like a sounding board, like Stacy and I talk about. There have been times we had to call each other and cry a little bit. We had to call and yell a little bit, or just call and congratulate each other. So that is the beautiful thing of these relationships that we're building. And I'm loving the foundational, the philanthropic aspects, of what you, Keisha, and what you, Angela, are doing. And myself, I do my little part here, to bring people together, to even get like organizations or corporations like Neiman Marcus, where I work, to get involved, and to put some money behind all of these important endeavors that we find ourselves into, because we know it takes a village.
Yes. For
Yeah,
sure.
For
wonderful.
sure, for sure,
So
for sure.
you're going to be out there in Detroit. What exactly do y'all have going on out there, Angela?
Well, so I'm a little tardy to the party right now, actually. So we had an event today. So again, we have different partnerships. We partner with the NFLPA. We partner with the NFL Alumni Association. We obviously partner with the NFL. But there's just different events. So, but there are some things that we're doing outside of that, just from the PIFMA standpoint. We're going to be speaking at a high school to some young men and hopefully their parents, because that is one of our targets. We have a empowering parents, where we're trying to get kind of what me and my husband are doing. We want to really get them from middle school age to try to get them prepared, right? Because it's not just you're jamming the box on the field and you get drafted. There is a
Mm,
process, and now it's even more strenuous. You've got
Yes.
the NIL thrown in there. You've got different aspects of it that a lot of parents are really just ignorant to. Everybody, I
Mhm.
can remember my son in Little League, maybe like 7 or 8, and people saying, he's going to be in
mm,
NFL one day. But I
mm,
didn't care nothing about that. He better get them grades, and he better not have no disciplinary
Mhm.
issues, because if he does, he will not be
Yep.
playing football. And so
Right.
my sons had to walk that fine line. And because of that, both of them got full ride scholarships. And,
Right.
my younger son isn't in the NFL right now, but he has a degree that no one can take from him. And he is out on his own and he's paying his own bills. So shout out to this mama right here that I
I
ain't having
know
to pay
that's
bills
right.
for my
Let's
engineer.
go.
Okay.
I
I
know
love
that's right. I
Because
love
that's
it.
what you want. And that's what
that.
I
Yes.
tell middle school moms. I tell middle school moms that everybody's not going to make it in the league. And even if they make it in the league, it's going to end one day. But if
Yeah.
he can pay his own bills, if he can be self-sufficient, if he can care for his family, that's really what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So
Um, it's deep. So like I said, don't play with mamas.
don't do it. Don't
Yes.
do it.
I know that's right. Because I have three that graduated from college. So my hat is off to you, Miss Pride. And
Oh, and
Yes.
my hat off to you too. Yes, ma'am. I remember, the college days talking to my son, and it's like, none of all of this other stuff matters as much as making sure that you get those grades, you get those degrees, which thank God he got his master's. Even going through everything. I mean, he was going through injuries and COVID and should we play? Are we going to play? And then okay, we're not playing, and then the draft. It was a lot, but they have to keep focused, and it's us, it's the village that keeps them focused. And when you're in LA, and he's over in Oklahoma City, it's a mama over there that you can call and be like, hey sis, can you check on my boy and look out and all of those things. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. So I see you, Angela. You getting your bags on, you getting ready to head to the gate.
Well, I think so. And this gate that I'm at right now is they busy. Like I said,
Oh,
so I
okay.
am going to try to get over to where I'm supposed to
Okay.
be getting.
Well, listen,
But no, this has been great, Nina. It's been great, and it's nice to meet you, Keisha. Nina can give you my contact information. We can connect on social media. I love to talk to you more. I love to
yes.
get you to be a part of the organization, but we can just see how it fits in because you may not be ready now. Again, everybody is not necessary, but I'm that type of person. Like I said, I'm always looking for my tribe. So that was my thing. I knew that my son was going to do his thing, but I needed something that I could hold on to. I needed moms that I was going to be able to talk to and get my encouragement from, and that's what PIFMA does for me.
I
Okay.
love
Yes,
it.
for
I love
sure.
it. Well, we're going to be looking for you. We're going to share this with everybody that wasn't able to jump on because we just decided to do this last minute. But I appreciate you, sis. I'm praying for safe travels for you, and you have a
Yes. Miss Pride.
wonderful time out there in Detroit, and keep representing for the professional moms and just moms in general.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Nina. Thank you for having me on. Nice to meet you, Keisha. And yes, I'm
You
going to head over to
too.
my gate, but you guys stay tuned. I'm going to be posting things on social media.
All
Okay,
right,
we're looking
great.
forward to it.
All right.
Okay, good.
Have a good night.
All
Safe
right, you
travels.
too, love. I love it. Keisha, I tell you, it's beautiful just, seeing how moms connect and strong moms like Angela. I watched
Yes.
her over the years. We haven't gotten a chance to get together in
Hmm.
person. We've had our, football moms luncheons out here, and she, is over there in South Carolina and not able to get out this way. But we definitely have had some moments where you look and you're like, we have such strong women who are
Right.
very knowledgeable. So we're supporting these young men in their walk in the NFL, in the community, and other family members, because both of you have other children, you have
Yes.
husbands,
Yes.
you're doing the daggone thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Look,
Absolutely.
like I tell people, look, and it was never always easy, but like I tell people, my kids were always good kids. Though I really didn't. I was blessed because I know I was a little hell raised at times, but my kids are good though. No
Uh-huh.
complaints whatsoever. But I'm excited about this draft though. I've been waiting. I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen. It's gonna be
I
interesting.
know, I know. And so how many kids, you said there are how many boys from out that way where you're from?
There's two
Uh,
that's looking to get drafted. I want to get drafted out here from Winchester. One went to Richmond. No, they both went to Richmond,
uh-huh.
Richmond University. If I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. Are
And
you
so there's your son. He's just a regular on our podcast.
that part? And what's interesting is He says, "Yeah, mom, I'm going to Starbucks." I'm like, "Okay." And then he just went and got my card. I just like the way he just did that.
Okay.
I tell you, kids, I tell you.
They are something else. Well, I love it. I've been watching everything that's been happening. There's so many things going on this week. But I remember talking to you earlier about just the whole transfer portal process, and all the conversation that's going on there. There's a lot on these young men, and I was looking at like Angela said, so many people, they speak from a fan standpoint, and they really
Right.
don't know all that's going on the inside, you know?
That transfer portal thing, and I think it's now you can transfer as many times. I don't think it's set anymore, right? In that the new
You
thing
know
that
what?
I'm hearing?
I don't know, but I have a feeling that you can. I mean, we know a couple of kids, who have transferred what, 2, 3 times.
Okay, yeah, because I think that's what I seen in Twitter. I was looking at something and it was saying that they're not getting rid of it, but I guess you can transfer as many times as you can, which if that's what you want to do, go right ahead. I was glad Nazi didn't. I'm glad Nazi stayed where he was because he finished out.
Mhm.
He did all his college years at Marshall, and then now he's still with the Chiefs, and this will be his third year. So if he could stay there until he's finished, that'd be cool too.
I know. Now that's a beautiful thing. Now I'm on the other side of that spectrum where my son transferred, and he transferred twice, and he had good reason to, even though, you it's a scary thing. And we are all about consistency, but we're all about progress at the same time. And so I've seen cases where, young men, they stayed, it worked out well. They may have had to leave. Not so much sometimes that people are just looking, oh, because I want to play and I want to be number one. Sometimes
Right,
programs are just not fit for
right,
some kids. And
right.
you used to have a 4-year window where, now depending on circumstances, whether or not you've had injuries, so you have an additional year. COVID gave some kids like an extra year.
Yes.
You have different circumstances. Like now, a lot of kids are transferring because it could be a financial thing. Like, let's say this school over here, Alabama, is offering me more money, than
Right.
the state or somewhere else. So, there are different reasons, but sometimes, just like when the coaches may not leave, every 2 years, but these coaches get up and they make decisions based on their family, based on their personal needs. Sometimes
Yes.
it's because they want to go from being an assistant coach to a head coach, or they just may feel that this school is going to, offer them something better. And then it's a financial thing. There are a lot of different reasons. So, in my opinion, whatever works for whatever young man that's playing, that's what they should do. And sometimes it may require transferring, sometimes it may require staying. But I do also know that sometimes kids get an unfair like judgment, because
Yes.
they're transferring more so than the coaches do. And that part I really don't understand. And I don't understand, like, to me, like this latest thing of coaches just speaking out, it's got to be so personal. I
Yeah,
was
they're taking everything to heart. I noticed that too, which is
I'm reading about the kid McLean who's coming from, Colorado, and everybody got something to say about it. But, just as you have these expectations of them conducting themselves in a certain manner, it should
yeah,
be the same with the coaches.
correct.
Coaches, in
Yeah.
my opinion, for you to speak, oh, he's lazy, he's this and he's that and whatever, is all of that necessary? Is
No,
it necessary? And then if the kid decides to say, okay, well, there's favoritism or there's this and that,
then
then
there's a
it's
problem.
a problem. Then you want to jump on him. But we
Correct.
don't always know. We don't know what's going
Correct.
on the inside. And
Correct.
so, again, that's one of the things that I have a problem with when it comes to people in something that they really don't know anything about. Like, I
Right.
don't know what's going on over there. I know what I see from the outside, but then this is my opinion.
Right.
But I pray, for all of these kids that jump into the portal. I pray for
Me too.
success for them, wherever they're going, whatever it is that they're doing. And like I said, there are so many different reasons that they do it, you know?
It is, and the thing is, like I said, there's no issue with jumping in there at all. I was just like I said, as far as Nazi was concerned, it was he actually could have went. It could have been a twofold for him because at the time his head coach was gone at
Mhm.
Marshall. You know what I mean? So it was either he stay or go. And I'm thinking to myself, listen, let's figure out what's going on because then it was his last year. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because Nazi was lucky because he got to get that extra year. So he
Mm.
got to actually, I think, ended up getting like 5. So it's about 6 years, something like that extra. He got an extra, almost an extra 2 because he
Right,
redshirted his first year. So it
right.
worked out because that built him up to even be, to be stronger. He got his degree. You know what
Fair.
I mean? So it worked out for him in the long run. And I'm glad he made that choice, made that decision, because every decision he made, he always made sure he was like, Mom, Dad, listen, I gotta make a decision. And I'm like, we always said, we'll give him our opinion, give him
Right,
whatever. And we always tell him ultimately it's your decision.
right.
We're here for whatever you decide. And we're on pins and needles waiting at that time too. You know what I mean? So
Right. Right. And then you just, pray that it all works out because like you said, they have to make the decisions and they're the ones
correct.
that have to live this out. I mean, you
Yes,
have to be in that locker room. You have to be on the field. Some of the things that I've heard and learned from other people, and even in my own personal experiences, some of those things I don't know that I'd be able to deal with, and it has nothing to do with strength and entitlement and all of that. Like I said, sometimes these young men are not perfect, and these coaches are absolutely not more perfect than the kids are. So, it's just a learning experience. And everybody's got to do, what's right for them.
I agree.
Crazy. So, recently, Jaden McDaniel's mom was out here. She was shopping at, just going on to something else. She was out here shopping at Neiman's,
Mhm.
just getting herself right, before they head out to the draft. And that was such a beautiful thing, just to see, the pride that he had in his mom, being able to kind of take his mom shopping and spend time and let her just,
Oh,
be pampered and
right.
that in the lap of luxury, as they say. And that was a beautiful thing when I saw that. Really, really can understand how I know for some of these young men it's so important for them to be able to do those special things for their
For
moms
them,
because of all
yes.
the sacrifice
Right.
that we make for them, but we do it lovingly and wouldn't have it any other way.
Yes, yes. That's
Absolutely.
beautiful though. And see that just shows the love that he has, and he's so proud.
Yes, yes.
And
Yeah,
he's so proud. That's beautiful. That is amazing. That's beautiful.
absolutely.
We need that. We need that more in the world, a whole lot more.
We sure do. We sure do. But I think we're going to see it. And I'm like you, I'm excited to see the draft. And, I
Yes.
know kids myself who are going into the draft and wishing them well and their moms. And hopefully, well, not hopefully, I know we'll get a chance to come back on and talk to some of the new NFL moms and just kind of
Yes.
see, what this feeling is like and what their journey has been like and be able to share this with everybody. But it's I'm glad that we got a chance to catch Angela also and just talk
Yes.
to two of you who have been there and you two connected, which is a beautiful thing.
Yes, that's a blessing. Listen, I'm making more sisters every time I get
I
on with you, Nina. I'm not mad. I'm
I
not mad.
love it. I
It's a
love it.
blessing.
I'm just looking forward to this weekend. I'm busy. I have my girl that's going to be on. We're just talking about something else. This woman, Tessa James, she is one of the top divorce coaches out here in LA, and I know you're happily married. So so you may not be able to relate to some
I've
of
been
the
there though. No, I've been there. Oh no. Until look,
but
I had to leave the frog and get to the prince. So
I
I
feel
understand.
you. I feel you, mama.
Been
So
there.
yeah, yeah. So she, when I learned that she was taking her experiences and she was using it like to help other women and men too, actually, because she's got some male clients. I was like, that's dope. I was like, I never thought of a divorce coach. I just never did. And I've come, across and been involved with a lot of coaches in my day, but not a divorce coach. So I was like, well, you have to come on and talk to us about that and share what that's like. And like she and I talked like for 2 hours, and it was so enlightening to me. And I know that what she has to share is going to help a lot of women who are just, they don't know what to do. You know what I
Right.
mean? You're in a situation and it may not be the best situation for you. So you're trying to figure out how to
What to
move
do.
forward.
Right.
But you got kids, you got, custody, you got alimony, you got just, dividing property. It's
Right.
so much.
Properties. Yes. Yes.
Yes, but I love what she's bringing, and she's got a lot to share. So I hope you get a chance to hop on, that conversation too.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to what? Yes. Yes. I'm gonna have to now. When I have to. When is it? Somebody
So
should put in my.
Friday at 3 p.m.
Okay.
And so, I started this new it's In the Den with Nina Shea, and it's on it's my Instagram page, but it's the Mama Bear podcast.
Okay.
And we're going to do it there just so that I can start uploading, all of these episodes on In the Den with Nina Shea.
I know that's right, Miss Nina. Do your thing, Mama. I know that's right, sis. Do your thing.
It's time to, put some of those passions, just put it out there in the world, and then, see where God takes me.
Yeah, you got to speak it into existence, sis. You got to speak it into existence.
I will. So how's your young man? How's Nazi doing? He's ready for this year?
Oh my goodness, he is so ready and he's fully cleared. So
Yeah,
yes,
I love
yes,
it.
he
Amen.
is. Practice, practice, practice. It's funny because he won't even get to see his little brother graduate.
Oh,
So we'll
okay.
have to do it from Zoom, which is
Wow.
cool. Like I told him, because he was like, I said, no, it's cool. It's totally fine. I'm not upset because he'll be up here because Nazi will have his first football camp in Winchester June 8th.
Okay.
So we're doing that. So he'll be here for that. So at least June 8th, which is Jihad's 18th birthday. So at least we'll be together for that.
Right. I love it. It's been such a great ride for him. And I know this year is going to be fantastic and feels so good to come back and contribute this year.
Yes.
And if y'all make a third Super Bowl,
Listen, my intentions are to go. I'm good. Listen, I don't care what's going on. I'm going. Listen, I'm going to. I already got. Listen, I'm already prepared. Do you understand me, Nina? We're gonna fight tooth and nail to get there. We going.
All right. Well, it's gonna be a beautiful thing, and I sure will be watching. And I thank you. I appreciate you for hopping on with me.
Of course. Thank you for having me. It's always a blessing, Nina. Always a blessing.
Absolutely. It is always a joy. And I just want to say thank you to everybody else that did tune in. And, hopefully we got this recording so that we could share it with everybody. But I am appreciative. I'm looking forward to what I will be able to do, and my Mama Bear network is going to be able to do to share with one another. And I'm just grateful that everybody was able to take some time and listen in on the Mama Bear podcast with us and our NFL moms heading into the 2024 NFL draft.
Yes. Good luck, ladies and fellas.
Absolutely. Good luck. Yeah. We definitely wish you well. Godspeed.
Yes.
And Kisha, we'll be talking again soon.
Of course.
All right.
You take care.
You sis, you too.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.